It is Monday, November the 6th, 2023. I am James. You are you. We are here for another rockin' episode of the show that won't go away. Of course, we're talking about At Home with James, coming hot off the heels of Halloween. That's right, the spookiest month of the year is finally over, which means I am very excited to announce that the next 2 weeks are pure filler episodes as we prepare for the holidays on this itsy bitsy internet program. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for indulging all of the pumpkins and the ghosts and the ghouls and the goblins in the month that was. Now, when we're talking about filler episodes, well, let me tell you, there was a variety of ideas for tonight, and many of them fell by the wayside until I made the decision, the executive decision, that is, say about 4.5 hours ago. You know what episode was pretty great all the way back in February? The Aerosmith Big Four episode, in which we discussed Crying, Crazy, Angel, and Amazing. It was me. It was Dave. It was an hour of copyright-free cover songs. And I thought it was just so nice that maybe, just maybe, we should do it twice. And upon realizing how great it was, that maybe turned into a very quick, definitive yes. Speaking of the man, let's bring him in right here, right now. He's got Joe Perry as his digital background. Joe Perry of Aerosmith, that is. What's Dave Kaufman? Dave, welcome back to the show.
Hey, James. How's it going?
I'm a little under the weather.
Oh, no. Sorry to hear that, because I was next to you today.
Well, I think I mentioned it.
Okay.
I don't feel like I sound like myself either. I sound congested. I've got quite a phlegmy chest at the moment.
I feel like people sound cool when they're sick.
Well, tell me, do I sound cooler than usual?
I think
or
so.
Just as cool?
I think you sound
Awesome.
cooler.
Well, I appreciate that.
Just going to adjust my mic here. That's all right.
It's more than all right. The microphone that I purchased you in 2020 for Christmas.
As a combined gift with my wife.
That's true. And then for a period of time, it didn't work. Then you dropped it on the floor and it started working.
That's correct. Hey, check it out. That's a menacing Joe Perry.
Yeah, he looks so hot.
He looks like a vampire there a little bit.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. Last night I was riding the Metro, and I mentioned this off air. There was a guy who looked very much like a discount Hochelaga Maisonneuve Joe Perry wearing red jeans, which you do not see often, suede shoes, and a bit of a half duster, and some of the longest fingernails I'd ever seen until he started taking chunks of some type of white debris out of his coat, place it on the Metro seat, and for those who don't know what the Metro is, it's the subway, on the empty seat beside him, started grounding it up using, I don't know what, maybe a lighter or something like that, against the seat. Then he proceeded to snort it into his nose. And it wasn't so much what I imagine is cocaine use that sickened me. It's that he was snorting it off of a seat that people had been sitting on all day, most certainly infected with fecal blow-through.
Yeah,
He looked like Joe Perry.
I think there's... now, I'm not a cocaine user.
Oh, come on. You can admit it here.
I'm not, I swear. Never done the stuff, but I imagine I don't care for it. Anyway, I feel like there's more sanitary places to do coke. So if I were to try it, I'd probably do it in...
His fingernails were disgusting. So perhaps he was weighing his options. I can do the fingernails that are nasty or the seat that seemingly appears to be clean. But again, probably had a lot of fecal blow through.
You know, sometimes my dad has long fingernails. And I'm like...
Well, hold on. Let's talk about that. Do you like it or do you love it?
I love it, clearly.
How long are we talking?
He'll have one long pinky nail.
A coke nail.
Which is I feel like that's what people use to use cocaine.
Have you ever questioned him about it?
Yeah, I'm like, Dad, why don't you trim that nail? And he always dodges the question.
How?
I don't know. He just doesn't answer it, and he changes the subject.
You know, it's there's a lot of busyness in my day.
I think Joe Perry's facial expression is exactly how I feel about your my dad impression.
Now, and for the people watching, which are very few, You need to know that the impersonation is dead on.
It's not. It sounds nothing like my dad.
Yours is awful.
Dave,
It's
take a
it's
bite
not.
out of crime.
I was yeah. Your version of your dad is McGruff the crime dog.
Yeah. Dave, you gotta
I
keep
I sat
the
there
streets
one night.
safe.
You abandoned me in your kitchen with your dad as he was telling me about how the fries from Cote St. Luke barbecue were quote crap. He just kept abusing the word. And
Well,
this is just it's just crap. This is just crap.
he's strongly opinionated about things
Yeah, especially but not limited to French fries.
and fingernails.
You've got Joe Perry as your background here. He's a founding member of Aerosmith. Dave, memories of the first Aerosmith Big Four episode.
I remember getting confused as to which song was which because I feel like those first four songs they have like some melodic overlap. But I quite like all those songs, and I will say this: since that episode, it was sort of a turn on moment for me. Re Aerosmith.
Yeah, Aerosmith is a band of many very listenable hits. Now, that wasn't the only thing you were confused about. Halfway through the episode, you realized we weren't ranking the covers.
Right.
I was using the covers as examples of the songs because, of course, we cannot play the song. So tonight, much like the first edition of this episode, we're just leeching off of people's personally uploaded covers.
Okay, so the rules are that we rank the songs. Do we also rank the covers?
Well, this is what happened on the first installment. Halfway through, we decided to do both. We're ranking the originals based off of the authenticity, or as close to, that we hear in the covers, but then we rank the covers as well. And what was interesting is Cryin' was part of the rankings. The original ranked number one of the four. The cover ranked 4 of 4.
Yeah, that's a great song.
It's fantastic. They're all great. And because I was actually watching a bit of it to do some research, I mentioned this on the episode, and I stand firm on it. The bridges to the chorus might be better than the choruses.
I think that's true. Now, I'm curious if we found four equally banging songs tonight, or if some of them slip off the edge.
Well, it's very tough for sequels to live up to the expectation that the original set. So again, if you're just tuning in, this is At Home with James. We're going to be breaking down Aerosmith's Big Four Part 2. Part 1 was Cryin', Crazy, Angel, and Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight, we'll be listening to Janie's Got a Gun, Living on the Edge, Deuces Are Wild, and Don't Want to Miss a Thing from, I don't know if it was ever released by Aerosmith on one of their albums, but it was most certainly part of the Armageddon soundtrack. I mentioned this to you before we got on the air. I really do not like this song, but it felt maybe wrong not to include it because a lot of people have a lot of reverence for it.
I also don't like the song, and I haven't seen Armageddon. I'm more of a Dante's Peak kind of guy.
Now, is that one of those, is that I read up on this recently, twin films where
Yes.
two films that are very similar come out at the same time?
Yeah, Dante's Peak and Armageddon came out at the same time.
I thought Dante's Peak was about a mountain.
Dante's Peak was about a... Hold on. No, it's like... I'm pretty sure... I'm going to look it up very quickly, but I'm pretty sure that it's another like apocalyptic movie.
Yeah, but would that make it a twin movie? Because Armageddon's about space, is it not? And I famously do not care about space.
Dante's Peak is about a... it was like the same... It was the same thing... I think... Let me... Yeah, it was...
How about this as a future episode? Twin film battles.
Twin film battles. It was very much in the same, like, the world's gonna end unless these scientists / regular guys can get together and save the world.
Now, I wonder if they had a twin film, twin song. Did they have what Aerosmith's Don't Want to Miss a Thing was to Armageddon for Dante's Peak?
Let me see. Dante's Peak soundtrack.
Also, Dante's Peak, great penis nickname.
Would your name have to be Dante for that, or?
No, your penis is named Dante.
Let's see.
Yeah, let's go to the soundtrack.
The soundtrack. Ooh. I feel like they definitely didn't have...
They didn't have their Don't Want to Miss a Thing.
No, because all the soundtrack names are sort of after, like, the events of the movie. So there's The Close Call,
Yeah,
Trapped.
back when movies didn't really have songs in them. It was just original score.
Yeah, Trapped in the Crater, On the Porch, The Evacuation Begins, The Helicopter Crash, Escaping the Burning House, Sinking on Acid Lake, Stuck in the Lava, and then The Rescue rounds up the soundtrack.
Yeah, I'm officially announcing right now that I'll be launching a new improv show where scene titles are based on the titles of the songs from the original motion picture Dante's Peak, including Trapped on the Porch.
And the soundtrack's by John Frizzell and James Newton Howard.
You don't want to miss a thing either.
No, I don't remember. I remember hearing it a lot on the radio because it was quite popular and feeling like it was just meh.
Yeah, we're talking 98, 99 here, and I vividly remember being on a field trip. It was either to Quebec City or Ottawa. Any Quebec kids field trip is either to one of those places. Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah, I got this kid sticker on my hand.
That's cool.
Where my dog's at.
Oof.
Yeah, there you go.
And that song began to play on the radio on the bus down, and the teacher stood up and said, "Now I know everybody loves this song. So if we all just calm down and quiet down, we'll turn it up." And as a child thinking, everybody loves this song. I don't love this song.
Yeah.
I don't even like this song. And now it's gotten worse. But that's why I've placed it in the 4 spot. So we're gonna get through the good stuff first.
All right. Should I pull up the first one?
Well, hold on. What do you think about Janie's Got a Gun?
Janie's Got a Gun.
It's a great song.
Is a good song.
Oof.
I don't love it. I don't love the beginning. I don't like when they say Janie's got a gun. I don't like.
Okay, why?
But I don't know. It's sort of slow, and it doesn't really. I feel like it's meant to like capture your attention.
The beginning sets such a mood. It's really haunting.
See, I don't even remember that part. I just remember Janie's got a
That's
gun.
what comes after the. Now, what about Living on the Edge?
Living on the Edge, I like.
Yeah,
I know that song from my childhood because of the Weird Al cover, which was "Living in the Fridge," and it was a song about.
Let's just go right to. I don't want to talk about Weird Al. Deuces Are Wild.
Deuces Are Wild. I'm not even sure that I know.
This is another ballad.
Yeah.
This is, I would say, one of their B tier ballads. I love you because your deuces are wild, girl, like a double shot of loving so fine.
I really think you're going to want to hear about this Weird Al cover, James.
Okay, let's hear about the Weird Al. Yeah.
So it's called Living in the Fridge.
It doesn't even rhyme.
Living in the fridge, you can't stop that thing from growing. It's about a moldy food dish growing in the fridge.
Did you see Weird Al when he was in town at Place des Arts a few years ago?
I did not. There's something weird in the fridge today. It's green and it's alive. It's living in the fridge.
Well, yeah, we'll do another episode where we rank Weird Al's best parodies.
Yeah, all right. I like that.
Coming in from the chat,
Covers.
Real Andrew Mackay writes, "Sweet emotion during that scene in Armageddon is epic." I didn't even know that song was in that movie because I haven't seen it. Sweet emotion, great song. Now, for tonight's episode, I did want to veer towards late 80s into the 90s. But look, we did 10 episodes on Radio Shack. I'm sure we can get to at least 4 on Aerosmith.
Yeah, I agree. And there's actually, I just recently saw, maybe I'll pull it up, but there's a clip of Ben Affleck. He's in Armageddon, and he's making fun of Michael Bay, who's the director, and basically making fun of the logic of the movie because they hired, like, these drillers to go to space. Anyway, Affleck rips it a new one despite the fact that he was in it. So it made me respect Ben Affleck a little bit.
Okay.
I'm really happy I went on that diatribe.
A bit of information coming from the Real Andrew Mackay. Quote, "Last time I saw Aerosmith, Joe Perry was having his scarf pulled by a fan, and he had enough so he jumped into the crowd right onto him. Steven Tyler yelled, 'Joe, you're a wild man.' I wonder if he scatted after.
Yeah, probably.
I would love to see Aerosmith. I think that, they're coming to town. I think, Dave, you and I should crowdfund tickets for ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
Send Dave and James to Aerosmith.
Yeah. So, if anybody wants to donate subs.
Film some of the songs. We splice it into like film footage. We make our own concert.
Yeah, I like it. I want to go.
Well, let's get into it. We're going to start with Janie's Got a Gun. Now, remember, we cannot play the originals. We're playing the most accurate covers I was able to find. I'm a little nervous right now.
Yeah, what are you nervous about, James?
Well, I know you don't like the beginning of this song.
Well, the cover band might have improved it.
Well, here we go. I believe in the first episode that we did this, we went until after the first chorus.
Okay.
Okay.
Dum dum da honey, what have you done? Dum dum dum, it's the sound of my gun. Dum dum da honey, what have you done? Dum dum dum, it's the sound.
This sort of sounds like Alice in Chains.
I was going to say the same thing.
Right?
Yeah, this is
it's like Lane Staley's cover.
Alice in Chains doing the vocals in the style of Lane Staley.
Yeah, okay. The late
may he rest.
The late Lane Staley is coming back just to do an Aerosmith cover. Sorry for stopping.
No, I'm glad that you did.
Jenny's got a gun. Jenny's got a gun. Her whole world's come undone from looking straight at the sun. What did her daddy do? What did he put you through?
Just gonna pause it one more time. He also looks like he has the face like his. He looks like a MAGA Twitter account profile picture.
Yeah. He's currently on trial for storming the Capitol on January 6th.
He's sort of touching himself like Steven Tyler would, but he has the look of a Capitol stormer. Anyway,
yes.
Sorry. Great teeth.